Hey, this is Antonio, and welcome to my channel. We're gonna have some fighting words. So in this video, I want to talk about Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, and why I think this will actually be a fun fight. You have two marketing geniuses, so I think this fight is gonna be fun. When you think of this fight, is it gonna be a technical fight? No. Is it going to be anything that a hardcore boxing fan is going to look forward to? No. But what this fight is a roller coaster. And throughout the whole ride, you're going to enjoy it. You have two guys who are very vocal and like to talk. They like to talk a lot of trash. And you kind of got this old school, new school way of trash. Yeah, Ben Askren, who's pretty much a country boy who will talk trash, but there's certain things he's not willing to say or go there. He doesn't use profanity or anything like that. Then you have Jake Paul, where anything goes. He's from the new school, and he'll insult you and everyone else around you. He has no care, no concern. And if it's gonna get likes or clicks, which by the way, click the button for my video, but if it's gonna get likes or clicks, he'll do it. He will basically sell himself for this fight. So you have Jake Paul, who is very new to boxing. Him and his brother, they have pretty much been boxing, I want to say consistently. Well, they both had two fights, but I want to say consistently they've probably been in the ring probably up to 4 years now. Maybe a little less, but just rounding off about 4 years. But all they've been doing is boxing. Okay, so they have that on their side where they're just focusing on one sport, but also they're both very young. They're both in their 20s, which, well, I don't know why I'm talking about his brother. I'm just gonna focus on Jake. He's the one fighting Ben. So he's in his 20s. So he has youth on his side. He's also pretty big. I think he walks around like 190 or something like that. He's a pretty big boy. He does have an athletic background. I do know he did some wrestling or something like that when he was younger. I believe football as well. So he has an athletic background, and you can clearly see it, how quickly he's picking up boxing. So is this going to be like I said, is this going to be some technical matchup? Absolutely not. I think this is going to be, if Ben survives, I think it'll be a second round knockout. But like I said, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. I see Jake Paul going in for the kill. Literally like Mike Tyson, going in just like a wild lion going after a wildebeest. I don't see Ben Askren doing anything in a boxing ring. He's a wrestler. That's all he's done his whole life. His whole fighting career has been based around wrestling. He's never truly worked on his striking, and if you look at any of his past fights, you don't see anything to praise in his striking. And I hate to be so crucial of him, but I gotta be honest, there's nothing really to praise about his striking abilities, which is why he takes everybody down and he just kind of lays on them or beats on them until they submit themselves out of just boredom, or maybe a referee will stop it after so many strikes and nothing answered. I just don't see any way in which Ben can win this. I think Ben just sees a big bag of money and he's like, absolutely, I will go for it. This is probably going to be my last one, so let me go out with a bang. What else is there to do than this? This is a big stage with a big purse, not necessarily a big name, but a big name because he's well known in the social media world. And now he's making a name for himself in boxing. And I think once again, this is gonna unfortunately bring back in that boxing versus MMA type thing, which we've kind of sort of have gotten away from with the Mayweather versus McGregor fight. And we're kind of going back into that. You have Ben Askren, I think he's got like 30 or 40 fights under his belt in MMA. So he's well known in that world. I mean, he's not the most respected, but he's well known in that world. His run in that world is pretty much over though. So like I said, it's his last big bag on one big stage. I think he's gonna take his final bow. The curtain's gonna close, but while it closes, he's gonna walk away with a big bag of cash, which is all good for him. I think honestly, anybody who's in these sports, and it's a very dangerous sport, you ought to get as much as you can get. So I'm not knocking the bag he's about to get. I don't envy the headache he's about to receive, but I just don't see any way possible that he could beat Jake Paul. I don't even. It's funny because when you look at their clips of them training, he's not even boxing. He's like doing sprints and things like that. He's doing cardio with bean bags and all this stuff. So, I mean, unless he's got something up his sleeve, and I like to think he does, I don't think he would be that careless. He is, not was, but is still a professional fighter. So I know he'll come in conditioned, but will he come in with the right type of conditioning? I think the best thing that he could do for himself to give himself maybe a round or two would be to get with professional boxing coaches and not MMA boxing coaches. I think professional boxing coaches, he needs to eat, sleep, and breathe in a boxing gym to give himself a fighting chance. And if I were him or if I were around him, I would advise him to get as much sparring as humanly possible and not focus so much on, you know, technique and, you know, trying to learn the basics or anything like that. He just needs to be in there with some solid guys who throw some solid shots, because that's basically what he's going to get. Jake Paul is not the most advanced fighter or technical fighter. He's very green, but he does hit hard, and he's seemingly pretty devoted to boxing. So I think, but all that being said, I think this would be a great fight. I don't know if I'm willing to pay for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I'd be willing to pay for it, but I definitely would be up for watching it. I have no issues with that. And with that being said, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.